Once upon a time, there was a weary traveler crossing through a treacherous and heavily forested wood, when he was surprised to find a castle hidden within its depths. He allowed a brief moment to consider the logistics of a working castle this deep in the wood and miles away from any major roads, but he was so beaten and tired that he decided not to think too hard about it. In fact, let's all take after the weary traveler and try not to think too hard about anything that happens here, because, frankly, a lot of the story I'm about to tell you doesn't make much sense. Inside the castle lived a prince who was always eager to welcome company, so any time they had a guest was a special day indeed. The prince was looking out his tower window when he noticed the traveler approaching and quickly.
Cogsworth!
You roared, my prince?
Lumiere!
At your service, your highness.
It seems we have a guest.
A guest?
I should have guessed! A guest!
Wait, did you say a guest?
Are your ears full of wax? A guest!
A guest!
Holy fucking shit, a guest!
I want nothing but the best for our visitor. He'll want food, so make sure the cook serves up a bountiful feast, and make sure her ferrets don't get any hair on the food. He'll also want lodging, so see that a comfortable room is prepared. Not just a comfortable room, the best room! Pull out all the stops. This is our first guest in over 15 years, let's not mess it up. There's literally nothing else in my life.
And so the prince's dutiful servants went about their work. Cogsworth alerted the staff and let it be known that nothing but their best was expected of them tonight. Meanwhile, Lumiere met the traveler by the door and greeted him as the traveler told his tale.
Thank you for letting me in. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you opening your door for me. I entered these woods 2 months ago with my prize horses, but I very quickly got lost. Now my horses are dead. I'm starving, and I'm really late for my sister's wedding.
I'm sorry for your trouble, sir, but we will take care of you here. The chef is preparing a delicious ham cooked to perfection with a side of his famous mashed potatoes and corn. For your drink, we have an 86-year-old Elmer, which was a private gift given to the former master by the King of France himself. For your lodging, our current master, the current prince of the castle, has graciously offered to allow you to sleep in his room, which is the largest, most regal room in the house, while he takes up in the dungeon. Throughout your stay here, which is indefinite as far as we're concerned and entirely dependent on your needs, you will receive all the comforts and services given to the master of the house.
Wow, really? I was kind of just hoping for some soup, water, and a bed. And a map, obviously. But, alright, let me have that ham.
And so the traveler was welcomed into the castle dining room and given more food than he could eat. The prince joined him, of course, and the two discussed important matters.
So, you're a prince, huh? That's pretty cool. Is your kingdom nearby or anything?
This is my kingdom. This is my kingdom!
Is it behind the castle?
No, this castle is my kingdom. The entire kingdom consists of this castle and the people within it. I mean that literally. Like that forest outside that you were lost in, we have to pay a tax just to hunt and fish in it.
That's fucked up.
Yes.
They laughed into the night. And they really opened up to each other.
You know, we're French and everything, but I've never in my life have ever had a baguette or a croissant.
The merriment continued into the night, long after the servants had taken the dishes and cleaned off the table. It became such a friendly affair that when the prince got up to use the chamber pot, he trusted Cogsworth, the head butler, who had been serving his lord and his visitor dutifully the entire evening, to continue entertaining their guest.
It's a shame about your horses. You'd think they'd be more stable.
Yes, well, I'm afraid the fault is all mine. I thought going through the forest would save me time, but I didn't count on the trees being so treacherous.
Never mind the trees. Their bark is worse than their bite.
Perhaps.
Maybe next time you'll take a magic carpet. Someone might even get laid.
Oh no, riding a magic carpet is quite lovely. You can see a whole new world from the sky.
It's dangerous, but I suppose you could just sweep most of the problems under the rug. Have you ridden one of those new fancy elevators yet? It was really uplifting. Then it let me down. Now I usually take steps to avoid them.
That's an odd thing to bring up out of nowhere.
You know, I always wanted to learn how to juggle, but never had the balls to try it.
That's not even relevant to anything.
When I was a lad, I wanted to be a butcher, but I didn't make the cut.
For God's sake, man, that's enough!
Yesterday a book fell on my head. I've only got my shelf to blame.
I've had enough to hear with you!
That was when the prince and Lumiere heard the traveler's cries and ran back into the dining room. Once they heard this,
I don't trust stairs, because they're always up to something.
they immediately knew what was wrong.
Oh, my friend, I am so sorry for this. It seems Cogsworth has gone punning again. It's a very rare ailment where the carrier is trapped in a cycle of awful puns. Really, he can't help himself.
And I'm afraid I can't help myself. The damage is done. This gay evening of joyous merriment is over.
Gay evening is the perfect time to come out.
Okay, that's it. I've never been so insulted in my entire life. I will be leaving this place at once. Before I go, I will place a curse on this castle and everyone who dwells within it.
A curse? What are you, a wizard?
Yes, shut up.
That's true. I actually knew the whole time, but kept it a secret. It probably should have been established earlier, but would have given away this particular twist in the plot.
And because I'm a wizard, apparently, and magic is whatever, I curse your servants, while you yourself shall become a terrible beast, too frightening to look upon, and too hairy to ever be comfortable in the summer!
No, please, there must be some way to undo this curse. You have to give us a chance.
The curse shall remain until the master of this house finds true love!
Until I find true love!
The traveler carried out his curse as promised, and everyone in the castle was transformed. Some of the transformations made sense for the people and their occupations. For instance, the maid was turned into a feather duster, and the chef was turned into a stove. Others made less sense, though, like the cook who was turned into a teapot, and her business of ferrets into cups. For some reason, Cogsworth became a clock, I guess because butlers are precise or something. But Lumiere became a candlestick, which doesn't really make any sense. And of course, the prince became the beast that the traveler told him he would become. So the castle lived under this terrible curse for like a decade. Just remember that. Now, let's go to a small, quaint French village full of farmers, hunters, and simple folk. It's an isolated town away from the hustle and bustle of the larger cities, with a small and familiar population. It's peaceful here and not a whole lot happens, which is nice if you like that sort of thing. In fact, everyone who lives in this village is here precisely because they like the simple life. Everyone except Belle. Belle was nothing like the rest of the inhabitants of the town. She dreamt of a better life, far away from the suffocating stranglehold of beautiful country life. On this particularly beautiful morning, Belle was outside, suffering the oppression of clean air and honest living.
La la la!
Hello, Belle.
When she was interrupted by a large, beautiful fellow by the name of Gaston.
And where are you off to on this fine morning?
I'm going to the library.
The library? Why in heaven's name would you be going to the library? Don't you know all they have there is books?
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm going. They got a new chemistry book, and I'm really interested in reading it.
Chemistry? Why? You don't need a book to learn about chemistry. All you've got to do is pay attention to what's going on between you and me.
Oh, was there something going on between you and me? I hadn't noticed.
Well, surely you've noticed my perfect physique. Check out my arms. I do CrossFit.
They certainly are arms.
Guess how much I bench press?
I don't know.
400 pounds. Why, that's a mighty good guess. You must be pretty smart for a girl.
Or maybe it finally sunk into my head after hearing you boast about it every day.
That's okay. When you're my wife, you don't have to use your pretty head for thinking at all. Your job will be to cook my 5 dozen eggs in the morning, rub my feet, and be mother to my many, many sons.
Was that your proposal?
Was that a yes?
Did it sound like a yes?
Classic Belle. As if I listen to the things you say.
Well, let me make it perfectly clear then. I'm not your girl, I'm never going to be your girl, and there's nothing you can say or do that's going to change that.
What if I bench pressed 450 pounds?
Goodbye, Gaston.
500 pounds?
Maybe a 500.
Really?
No!
What if I saved your father?
What if you saved my father from what?
From jumping off the church roof!
What are you talking? Oh my god!
Gaston wasn't just spouting some random nonsense. As he and Belle passed the town church, he noticed a small crowd gathering around, looking up to the sky. On the roof was Belle's father, Maurice, wearing some kind of cape and looking like he was about to jump. It's a pretty big church, so he'd pretty much go splat. Belle, understandably, was quite upset to see her father about to become a ground pancake.
What in the name of Victor Hugo are you doing?
Oh, Belle, you're just in time. I'm about to try out my newest invention. Imagine, you're in the top floor of a building and there's a fire raging down below. Or maybe you just don't feel like taking the stairs. Either way, if you're wearing one of my wearable parachutes, you're in luck.
Are those my bed sheets?
Some of them, yeah.
Daddy, the entire town is down there!
Good! They should watch history in the making.
The only thing they're here to see is an old man break his neck. Why don't you come down from there?
Nope! Ha ha!
Yes, Maurice jumped off the church, and no, his parachute thing didn't work. Like, not even at all. He fell and plopped like a sack of bricks. He didn't die, though. They took him to the hospital, and all he was left with was a broken leg. Belle was visiting him in the hospital when Gaston came to visit her.
Oh, hello.
Gaston, I'm really not in the mood.
You're supposed to say that after we've been married, and add that you've got a headache. Classic Belle.
Daddy, don't encourage him.
It's good to see that the old man still has got his sense of humor.
What are you talking about?
They're saying the guy's a loon.
What?
A loon, you know, cuckoo, crazy, insane, a wackadoodle.
Mental!
Daddy!
Belle, can we talk outside for a second? I'm not a fan of hospital rooms. Everything is just so hicky.
Right now is not the best time, Gaston.
I think you're gonna want to hear what I have to say. Your old man's life might depend on it.
If Belle had a weakness, it was her love for her father. That and her knees. One solid strike against her knees and she'd be down for the count. That's not relevant to the story, but if you're ever in a fight with Belle, go for her knees. Anyway, Belle met Gaston outside her father's room and listened to what he had to say.
Alright, what's this all about?
Can we talk outside? Hospitals give me the heebie-jeebies.
So, they went outside.
Now, will you tell me what's going on with my father?
Everyone in town is livid about his little stunt. He could have hurt someone, and it's a miracle he didn't hurt himself.
What are you talking about? His leg is broken!
It would have been one thing if it was the first offense. Last month he tried to invent the lawnmower by taping a bunch of knives onto 3 rakes. Who does that?
Okay, that is just fun and quirky.
Once, he almost destroyed the town trying to invent a faster cooking oven by using dynamite. 3 people died. 3! Something is clearly wrong with him.
Maybe you're right. So what is the town talking about doing with him?
Execution!
Execution?!
Yes, execution! Of an old town bylaw wherein if the safety of the town were in question because of one individual, that individual could be banished from the town forever!
Oh no! Well, I mean, compared to being executed, banishment is nothing.
Now, Belle, as you know, I am this town's favorite son, which means I have considerable influence, and I would be more than happy to use that influence to help you and your father out. There's just one small thing I ask of you. What were we talking about earlier? If you were to agree to be my wife?
Well, banishment isn't so bad. To be honest, it would be wonderful. I hate this town and everyone in it. It's quiet and boring, and everyone is in everybody else's business. Marseille isn't that far from here. Oh, it would be wonderful to live in the city. Daddy would never have agreed to go on his own, but if he's banished, this is the best thing that could possibly happen.
So if you want to be my wife, my mother wants to meet you.
When is the town planning on banishing Daddy?
They were talking about having a meeting as soon as he gets out of the hospital. Anyway, she wants you to wear her ring.
He's going to be in here for a week. That should be plenty of time.
For what?
To go to Marseille and look for apartments, of course! Daddy could easily get a job fixing people's things, and I could work at the city library. Oh, what a dream that would be! They have 4 stories! Imagine the people I'll meet and the adventures!
So, should I set a wedding date?
Absolutely not!
Belle said goodbye to her father and left that very night. Well, I bet you can guess where this is going. Belle was so excited to go to the city that she thought she could cut through the forest and get there a few hours quicker. As an omniscient narrator, I can tell you for sure that hundreds of people have made this same mistake and wound up dying in the forest. The wolves eat very well in that forest, let me tell you. So, of course, Belle wound up lost in the forest and came across the castle. You remember the castle from the beginning? It's the same one. Desperate for help, she went to the castle doors and knocked.
Hello? Is anybody in here?
Go away!
I'm sorry to intrude. I'm lost and I only asked for her help on getting on my way.
Don't tell her to go away. How's that to welcome a visitor?
Do you remember our last visitor?
I'm sorry to trouble you.
Look at her. She is a cutie.
So? What does that matter?
Remember? The curse? The princess to find true love.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really very sorry. I'll go.
No, it is I who is sorry.
Really, it's fine. I'll be on my way.
No, girl, please stay. We were just worried we would scare you off.
Scare me off? Why would I be scared?
Belle looked up toward the grand staircase and saw a dim light approaching. She watched as a tiny little candlestick bounced down the stairs to welcome her.
Hello, my darling.
Hello, you're a candlestick.
Suddenly, next to the candlestick was a teapot.
And she's smart too. The perfect girl to break the curse.
And next to her was a talking clock.
It's about time.
What is this?
I'm afraid you've stumbled upon a cursed castle.
That's why we were telling you to leave.
We were afraid we'd tick you off, so we didn't talk about it.
Am I cursed now too?
No, not at all. This curse only afflicted those of us who lived in a castle some 10 years ago. So you're quite safe. In fact, we invite you to be our guest.
At this point, Lumiere and all the other appliances sang this wonderfully catchy and rhythmical tune that you wouldn't be able to get out of your head for the rest of your life. It was great, and really set the tone for a joyous story. Unfortunately, the rights to broadcast that song are ridiculous, and we sure as hell don't have the money. I'm sure you can imagine it. Anyway, after the absolutely amazing song, Belle found herself eating the most delicious food she'd ever had in her life. Lumiere did his duty and gave her the history of the castle, making her feel truly welcome. When she went to take a drink, the cup made a funny noise.
What was that?
Oh, that's my pet ferret, Desmond. He and his siblings were also in the castle when the curse was placed. They all turned into teacups.
His siblings? How many ferrets were living here?
You see that shelf of teacups over there? Those are all my ferrets.
There's over 24 cups over there.
The one and only benefit of the curse is that we don't have to pick up ferret droppings anymore. They were seriously everywhere, and the place stunk to high heaven.
Belle, would you like seconds?
Oh my god. So, are all the clock puns a part of the curse?
No, that's just Cogsworth. We think he had a stroke or something.
If I remember correctly, it was the stroke of midnight. But there's no need to be alarmed.
Just so you know, Belle, it wasn't at midnight.
Oh, okay. That's cute.
No! It's not cute! It's worse than the curse! I wish the curse had left me dead! So I'd be rid of the fucking puns!
This curse is ours to bear.
Oh, that wasn't a pun!
No, it was. Ours.
Oh,
Oh,
god.
you got it, buddy.
Don't call me your buddy.
Whatever you say, bestie.
So, tell me more about this curse. Is there any way to get rid of it?
Why, yes! I'm glad you asked. Why, all it takes is for the prince...
There! That's enough.
Wait, what? There's a prince?
Yes, of course. It's a castle, isn't it? So there is a prince.
Can I meet him?
I'm afraid he's gone to bed for the night. Which, by the way, look at Cogsworth. You should be going to bed too.
It's bedtime.
I hate you so much.
I love you.
I wish you were dead.
I love you too.
Lumiere took Belle away to one of the guest rooms, showed her a comfortable bed, and laid out a nightgown for her. Belle could have sworn the dresser was leering at her when she took her clothes off, so she put on her gown quickly and got under the covers. Later that night, Belle had to get up and take a shit. She found a chamber pot and did her business, after which she could have sworn she heard it say, "Thank you." Belle turned around to return to her room when she saw a great beast towering over her. He looked like no monster she had ever seen. She was too stunned to scream.
Who are you?
I'm
You're trespassing.
No, I'm not. I was invited in by your maitre d'. I know all about the curse.
You don't know anything about the curse.
I'm sorry.
You'll be sorry if you don't get out.
Fine.
So Belle stormed off to grab her things. Lumiere, Cogsworth, and Mrs. Potts came running in, having heard the commotion. They asked the beast what happened, and he told them about the girl who had been trespassing in his castle.
I'm sorry we didn't come wake you, sir, but we thought you were sleeping.
You see, she's the first visitor we've had since the curse, and the only way to break the curse is for you to fall in love.
So,
it's either her or you try to win the Nobel Prize.
what? Are you crazy? No, we're just going to have to find somebody else.
Somebody else? My lord, the girl is the first visitor we've had in a decade. Who knows when we'll find another one?
It's too late. I've already scared her off.
No, don't you worry about that. I'll talk to her and convince her to stay until at least tomorrow.
Okay.
Then you'll come in, apologize, then who knows?
This is hands down our best chance to break the curse.
Fine. But how are you going to convince the girl to stay?
Don't you worry about that. You work on your manners. I'll talk to her girl to girl.
And so Mrs. Potts went into Belle's room to try and persuade her to stay at least one more night.
Hello, Belle. Could I have a word before you go?
Fine. I'll talk to you for just a bit, but I'm still going to...
Now, you listen to me, you little bitch. Who the fuck do you think you are? You think this is a hotel? Come and go as you please? No, this is a castle, and as far as you're concerned, I'm your lord. You won't eat, or shit, or do anything, much less leave, unless I say you can, or I will end you. I will fucking end you, Belle. As God is my witness, I will stab you in your pretty little throat, bleed you out, and the last thing you'll ever see is your own reflection on my face.
So Belle stayed another night. The next day, Lumiere was giving the beast tips about how to endear himself to Belle.
Alright, Beast. Just between you and me, you know what women really like? Being corrected. Make sure you correct her on every little thing she does, even if it seems inconsequential.
Oh, what should we talk about?
Politics. Definitely politics.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Cogsworth was making sure the kitchen was running smoothly.
Okay, guys, one more lap. Make sure you use those knives we ordered. They're the cutting edge of technology.
And Mrs. Potts helped Belle to get ready.
Now, Belle, we can't have you trying to escape, leave the castle again. I hope you didn't forget our little conversation last night.
I will never forget it for as long as I live. Your words will haunt me until the day I die.
Good! You're ready for breakfast then.
And so Belle was led down to the breakfast table where there was the beast she had met the night before.
Good morning, Belle. How are you today?
Remember, we said no screaming.
Oh, sorry. Hello.
Hello to you. You look very nice this morning.
Thank you for that compliment. You also look nice.
Besides the beast's social ineptitude, the breakfast went along nicely. Belle decided to indulge herself and ate 2 pieces of toast, one of which had grape jelly. The beast ate everything else, including 2 plates, both of which used to be butlers. Later, they took a walk outside in the garden.
I've never seen flowers like this before. What breed are they?
I don't fucking know.
All the while, Mrs. Potts, Lumiere, and Cogsworth were watching in the shadows.
I can't tell if she likes him or not.
Well, the prince weren't so clueless about how to talk to women, the curse will be lifted already. Even if I persuade her to stay forever, there's no guarantee she'll fall in love with it. What do we do?
I don't know. What do you think, Cogsworth?
Perhaps we should gear up for a long, cursed life.
Fuck you, Cogsworth.
Despite their concerns, Belle didn't seem to mind spending the day with the beast. They walked the garden, skinny dipped in the pool, and explored the courtyard. It was in the middle of the afternoon when they arrived back at the castle.
I had a really wonderful time today.
Yes, it was nice.
We spent the entire day walking about this castle, and I feel like we haven't even seen half of it.
You haven't. There are lots of rooms in the castle you still haven't seen. The armory, for instance, and the library.
This castle has a library?
Of course. Would you like to see it?
Yes, please!
So the beast took Belle to the library.
Oh my gosh! This is the largest library I've ever seen!
Really? I always thought it was rather small.
Small? Are you kidding? The library back at the village is nothing compared to this.
Well, you're welcome to use it at your leisure. Leisure.
How do you get to the books at the very top?
Oh, there's ladders that swing alongside the bookcase. See at the side there?
Oh, okay. Very clever. You know, I could spend hours here, easily. Days, even.
I have. You know, I've read every single book in this library at least twice. Being stuck here, life can be pretty boring.
I can imagine.
Oh, but not since you arrived. Belle, since you've been here, this place has been alive in a way I've never known it could be. I've been stuck here for almost a decade, and yet it feels like I'm seeing it all. For the first time in forever.
The first night I was here, I thought I was a prisoner. Mostly because your teapot threatened my life. Does this castle have a large hall, or...
Or a ballroom?
Yes! Yeah, a ballroom, exactly.
We do have one, with a giant chandelier. Except I've never used it.
Why not?
Because I don't know how to dance.
Oh, well, that's okay. I've got an idea. What do you say we meet there tonight at 8 and I'll teach you how to dance?
Really?
Yeah, I'd love to. Why don't we dress in our best and make a date of it?
A date?
Have your servants find something for each of us and have one of them find me before 8.
Where will you be?
I'll be here in this library.
So the beast left, excited about the date. He went to his servants and told them what was happening.
Sacre bleu, she said that? She said it was a date?
Yeah, it was her idea all the way.
Unbelievable. You know what this means? It means she actually likes you. That's right, Desmond. That means we have a real chance of breaking the spell.
Well, it's about...
Don't you fucking say it. In fact, no. You know what? Say it. I want you to say it. I'm going to look at you in the eyes right now, and I'm going to watch you as you say it. Because I want you to say it.
But, buddy, there's no need to be so wicked.
So, what next?
What's next is tonight, you and Belle are going to have a romantic evening full of dancing, laughing, and good food. It's going to be like something out of a fairy tale. And when the time is right, you'll kiss her, and hopefully that will be enough.
After one day and one kiss, you think that's going to be enough for someone to fall in love?
Maybe, maybe not, maybe fuck yourself. Either way, let's make this a magic night full of fucking enchantment and romance, alright?
And so the servants went to work preparing for the big night. They found a beautiful yellow dress for Belle that belonged to a princess from long ago. It had spiders and shit all over it, but they cleaned it up and it looked good as new. The hours ticked by, and when it was almost time for the big date, Mrs. Potts and Desmond went to the library to retrieve her.
Hello? Hello? Belle? It's time to get dressed for your big date tonight. Where is that girl? What'd you say, Desmond? You smell something? Wait a minute. Is it drafty in here?
That's when Mrs. Potts noticed that Belle had escaped, using one of the bookcase ladders to reach the window. Belle ran through the forest, doubling back the way she came, all the way back to her village. Once she was there, she found the entire town in the local pub, singing about the greatness of Gaston.
Oh, look who it is, everyone! It's little Miss I'd rather move to the city than marry Gaston. As you can see, Belle, or should I say, smell, I am not lacking for women to marry me. Are you here to get a glimpse of a real man before you waste your life away in the city?
Gaston, shut your stupid fucking mouth. For your information, I never made it to the city because I came across a large castle in the forest, which you've somehow always missed every time you've gone hunting, and I was taken captive by the residents inside.
What? How many captors were there? Belle, my love, my sweet, precious darling.
They weren't regular captors, Gaston. They were objects brought to life. Things like candlesticks, brooms, and a particularly evil teapot. And they were all led by a great beast.
Gasp.
Dark magic? This close to home? We've got to do something about this. Men, grab your torches and your pitchforks. We're going to this castle and burn it to the ground, destroying all the cursed silverware within. And I am personally going to slay the beast. Belle, will you show us where this castle is?
Absolutely I will.
Yeah!
Woo! So Belle and Gaston led the mob through the forest to the castle. Meanwhile, inside, the beast conferred with its servants.
I don't understand. Not only did she escape as if she were being held prisoner, but she's brought an angry mob. Why would she do this? I thought she was having a good time here.
I have absolutely no clue, but it's clear now that she is our enemy. We can launch our knives from the ramparts to stab the intruders as they approach. Meanwhile, I'll have the stove and the fireplace burn some oil so we can catch any survivors at the gate.
Oh my god, no! Besides, everyone in the castle is a civilian, not a knight.
Mother said there'd be knights like this.
First of all, fuck you, Cogsworth. Second of all, my dear prince has the right of it. Maybe since he has the closest relationship with her, he can talk to her, talk some sense into her.
You think I should go out there and try to talk to her?
Yes, I believe that is our best chance.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Do you really think he'll be able to get through to her?
Fuck no! But there's no sense in all of us dying. Besides, if they slay him, maybe that'll lift the curse.
Oh, good thinking.
That's a bright idea, Lumiere.
I hate you!
Aw, hugs.
Don't hug me, don't touch me!
So the beast had the bridge lowered so he could meet the angry mob in the courtyard.
Belle, what is this madness? You have no cause to give us harm. We gave you food and shelter.
I was a hostage, you stinky wild animal! Your teapot told me that if I were to try and leave, she would have me killed!
I assure you there's been a misunderstanding.
The only misunderstanding is the assumption that this siege was in any way a negotiation. We've come to slay you, monster. No, I've come to slay you in a one-on-one wrestling match.
What?
If you can pin me, which you can't because you're feeble, you can keep your castle and no harm will come to your talking toilets or whatever. But if I kill you, and I will, I get to give your fur to Belle as a wedding gift.
Belle, you can't let this happen.
Let there be blood!
Fine, in that case I won't hold back.
Good! No one escapes the Gaston law! Now issuing hold number 72 on the Gaston list of holds, the Armbar!
No.
Hold number 32, the European suplex! Hold number 45, the German suplex!
Okay, wait, what's going on here?
Lumiere, stay back. This is an intense match.
Cogsworth, shut up! Why did I ever hire you in the first place?
It went on like that for a while, until Gaston had the beast's neck pinned in his arms.
I finally have you, monster! As I kill you, I will look into the eyes of the greatest beast I have ever conquered, and watch as the light leaves your eyes, for they are truly the eyes of an evil being, and my... Those are the most beautiful green eyes I've ever seen.
Thank you. And your own eyes. Blue as the ocean and just as deep. When I look into them, I can see forever.
It's as if I were peering into the heavens themselves.
Oh, Gaston.
Beast.
Oh, I love you.
I love the way your fur feels against my neck. Oh, take me.
Nice.
Yes, in front of the castle, in front of a very confused mob, Beast and Gaston had finally found love. As they kissed, the servants inside the castle watched in confusion, and then suddenly, poof, they started turning back into their old selves. Lumiere was a handsome young man, while Cogsworth turned into a fat piece of shit. Mrs. Potts was her old self, and the cupboard suddenly stunk of ferret. Meanwhile, the beast, poof, was a beast no more, but a handsome young prince, which was a little confusing for Gaston.
By the sound of your voice, I thought you were a girl.
Is that a problem?
Whatever.
So ends our story of Beauty and the Beast. Lumiere found a maid and had sex with her immediately. Mrs. Potts was reunited with her many, many ferrets and was eventually kicked out of the castle. Maurice committed suicide. The Beast, the Prince, and Gaston were married at a lavish ceremony that made Gaston's mother very happy. Belle left the village and finally went to the city, where she became a prominent scientist and helped the curious discover radium, only she wasn't dumb enough to die of radiation poisoning like they did.
I tell you a chemistry joke, but I knew it wouldn't get a reaction.
And no one ever loved Cogsworth, and he died alone.